The Galactic Academy of Martial Exchange prided itself on being neutral ground, a place where warriors of all species learn to spar, train, and develop mutual respect. That illusion shattered the day Caliph of Varnak Prime decided to put the human girl in her place. She was known simply as Raina Cole, a representative from Earth. Her records were sealed, her planet labeled as a Class 5 Deathworld, and every instructor at the academy had been warned, do not provoke the human contingent. Especially not her. Caliph, however, had never been good at following rules. Standing nearly 8 feet tall, muscles rippling under obsidian skin and bone-etched tattoos, he had bested students from 6 systems. The fact that Raina was ranked higher than him in sparring class gnawed at his pride like acid on armor. Today, Caliph sneered, she learns humility. The training dome shimmered in the artificial atmosphere. Dozens of students lined the outer circle, eager for the match. The instructor, an old Zentari monk with 6 arms and infinite patience, began the session with a nod. Raina stepped forward silently, dressed in a simple black GI. No markings. No flair. Just calm, cold readiness. Caliph grinned. Perfect. They circled each other for a breath. Then Caliph lunged. Fast. Aggressive. Precise. Raina dodged, stepped aside, and tapped his shoulder with a flat palm, a warning. Caliph growled. I said fight, not dance, little Deathworlder. The next move was his mistake. He went for her neck, clawed hands outstretched, aiming to pin her against the wall. Fast as light, he gripped her throat, claws pressing into skin. The crowd gasped. Even the instructor twitched forward. But Raina didn't flinch. She looked up into Caliph's reptilian eyes and smiled. What happened next was not captured in full by the Academy's surveillance system. Only slowed-down frame-by-frame analysis could confirm it. Raina's right arm shot up, trapping Caliph's wrist in a vice grip. Her left elbow struck his inner joint, folding his arm at an unnatural angle. She pivoted, dug her shoulder into his chest, and drove upward. There was a wet, awful pop. Caliph roared in agony, stumbling backward as blood splattered across the floor. Something dangled from Raina's left hand. A collarbone, still attached to bits of sinew. She dropped it beside him like discarded trash. The training dome went silent. Caliph collapsed, gasping, twitching, his arm limp, his pride shattered. Medics rushed in, scanning furiously. The instructor stepped between Raina and the rest, arms spread protectively. But Raina simply turned and walked off. No words. No glance back. She didn't even crack her knuckles. Later. Do you have any idea what you've done? Barked Admiral Threx of the Interstellar Council, eyes bulging as he leaned over the holographic display. Ambassador Navarro of Earth sat calmly on the other end of the table. His suit was pristine. His tea was still warm. Yes, he replied. She defended herself. He needed reconstructive surgery. She walked away with a bruise. You should be more worried about your student. Threx scoffed. This was supposed to be a controlled environment. You sent a weapon into a school. Navarro leaned forward. You misunderstand. We didn't send a weapon. We sent a student. You just forgot that humans are weapons when survival is part of their evolution. There was a pause. You think we're proud of what she did? Navarro added. We're not. But we warned you. You ignored the classification. You treated our envoy like a child. Threx's voice trembled. She tore out his collarbone with her bare hands. She could have torn out his heart. She chose not to. On Earth. In a quiet forest, far from civilization, Raina sat on a rock by a fire. Her knuckles were wrapped. Her expression blank. She wasn't proud. She wasn't ashamed. She was prepared. Always. From the shadows, her old mentor, Sergeant Valen, stepped forward. Heard what happened, he said, tossing her a ration bar. She caught it. Wasn't my fault. I know. But the galaxy doesn't. They think you're a monster now. Raina unwrapped the ration and bit down. They should thank me, she muttered. He still has his heart. Valen chuckled softly. You scared them. Good, Raina said, eyes reflecting the flames. Maybe they'll think twice before putting their hands on a human again. Back at the academy. Caliph never returned. His species filed an official complaint demanding Raina's expulsion. The council deliberated for days. But in the end, no punishment came, because every single species had seen the footage. And quietly, respectfully, they adjusted their training protocols. No grappling humans. No choking humans. No sparring with humans unless absolutely necessary. They called it the Raina Clause. Because on Deathworlds, you either evolve to survive or you don't survive at all.